Good evening, everybody. How are we? I hope you are well. It is Tuesday, the 19th. Yes, I just looked at my clock at the 19th of February 2013. You're watching VapingDaz TV, and this is VaperScene. VaperScene is proudly sponsored by Health E-Vape, UK purveyor of e-cigarettes and e-liquid. Yes, indeed. A very good evening to you. It is Tuesday. It is VaperScene. I am Mark Green. Hello. We've got the usual stuff coming at you tonight, and we're going to start off in the first half with a show as yours coming at you in about 10 seconds. Then we're going to have some hardware roundup, and in the second half I've got part one of a two-part interview with e-cigs, aka Mr. Scott Bonner. So keep an eye out for that. So without any more ado, let's look at Show As Yours. And now it's time for Show As Yours, sponsored by Flavour Art UK. Show As Yours, sponsored by Flavour Art UK. Yes, indeed, that was the Show As Yours gallery, and I will show you this week's winner momentarily. But if you would like to go into the mix for a chance to win a 30ml bottle of juice, courtesy of our friends over at Flavour Art UK, you know what to do. Send us your pics to VaperScene at vaportrails.tv, and our lucky winner this week did just that. And you saw the picture in that little montage there, but here it is. It is Debbie, aka Yorkie Gal UK. She sent me this Valentine's one last week. I didn't have a Valentine's show, but I thought we'd have that one this week. So there you go. Well done, Debbie. I will be emailing you after the show with details on how you get your bottle of juice. And incidentally, before I move on to the next little bit, yesterday was my 1 year vaping anniversary. Well, hey, 366 days now since I made the change from smoking to vaping. So happy birthday to me for yesterday. And I'll probably do a little piece on one of the shows coming up soon, maybe someone else's show, I don't know, about my vaping journey, as Dave Kitson did for me. We'll have to wait and see. Now then, looking across at my list, we're going to move swiftly along now, and we're going to go to VapingDaz for some of this. It's hardware. It's Roundup. It's the Hardware Roundup.
Hello, it's me again, Daz here, for the Hardware Roundup of this week on Vaper. Thanks very much for taking the time to watch this video as always. So, you've seen the bedroom, you've seen the living room, this is the studio, this is the normal setting that you should now see me at. And guys, it's only going to get better, so stay tuned right here on Vaper Trails TV. Let's move straight in for you. So this is the first item that we've got from Totally Wicked. This is the Vape Pro, very, very recently launched. The Vape Pro comes in 3 colours. It comes in black chrome, brushed steel and chrome also, at a price of $89.99 for the body only. It has a wattage and a voltage adjustment on it. The voltage adjustment is 3 to 6 volts with 1 volt increments, and the wattage is 3 to 15 watts in 5 watt increments. It has a maximum output of 15 watts and a maximum output of 6 volts. It takes 18650 batteries. It also comes with reverse polarity protection and a 510 thread also. Now guys, if you have a look on the website, you will also find that you can download the manual there and then, and they've even also got some videos which give some closer footage on the actual Vape Pro system as well. So that is the guys, once again, are Totally Wicked for a price of $89.99. Secondly, want to talk a bit about lava tubes. Now, a lot of us know what a lava tube is. You know, there's no doubt about it. However, I seem to have come across a stage of continuously dropping my mods. So, what about a lava tube with a little bit of a difference? How about a cube lava tube? Because the guys at e-cig-vapo.com have the lava tube Robust A. This is at a price of a kit for £53.30. And it takes a 14500 battery. Now it actually comes with 2 lithium ions, 650 mAh, and they claim that the batteries are protected as well. With 3 to 6 volts at 0.1 volt increments, atomizer resistance and battery level also. Now at the top, I couldn't actually see this on the picture, but they do claim that it has an Ego and a 510 thread connection. There's a continuous output of 3.2 amps, and it also comes with a CE4 clearomizer. And last but by no means least, we have from those clever guys at Innikin, which brought us the MVP. This is the Innikin iClear 30 from UK e-cigs store. Now this is at a price of $14.99. Now pay particular attention to this guys, because this one, the 3 Wise Monkeys are going to be doing a bit of a feature on it, and it will be flying to your screen soon, or at least as soon as I drive over there and actually get this recorded. So, the features of the iClear 30 are, firstly, the drip tip has a swivel type drip tip, which is a metal end as well. It has a new innovative design. They claim it is the first dual clearomizer tank of its kind. It has a 3mm capacity, a 2 ohm resistance, and you can replace the atomizer head. Also comes with a polycarbonate shell, 510 threads, and they claim it produces an astonishing amount of vapour. I am really keen to have a closer look at this, guys. So as I say, stay tuned on that one. Once again, you can get that from the UK e-cigs store, and that's at a price of $14.99. Well, I think that's about all that we've got time for, but stay tuned for the next Hardware Roundup, where I am going to be scouring the internet to find you the latest and greatest out there for your vaping experience. So until then, it's back over to you, Marco, at the studio. And once again, guys, thanks very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye now. Bye.
Hardware Roundup. And thank you very much to VapingDaz for this week's Hardware Roundup. With any luck, he'll be back next week with some new bits of kit that he can find through his trawling of the forums and the websites. And I don't know if you saw the post by Daz on UKV about dropping mods. He dropped his eVic. Nice little picture there, Daz. I wonder if Mr. Dibley has mended it yet. I'm sure he will type in our Skype chat to see if he's got round to mending it yet. But yes, not a good dropping your mods. I tend to break clearomisers or take the tops off the Ego type batteries by dropping them on the floor and then standing on them. But you know, that's me. The countless times I have had to solder mine back together. But I digress. We are going to go into our little ad break, and then when we come back we're going to be talking to Mr. Scott Bonner. See you in 2. Vaper Scene is proudly sponsored by Health eVape, UK purveyor of e-cigarettes and e-liquid.
iVaper and iVaper Elixir, based in Yorkshire, for your e-cig needs. That's iVaper.co.uk and iVaper-elixir.co.uk. iVaper and iVaper-elixir.co.uk, proud sponsors of VaporTrails.tv.
Now it's back to Vaper Scene on VaporTrails.tv. Vaper Scene is proudly sponsored by Health eVape, UK purveyor of e-cigarettes and e-liquid. And welcome back. And I must apologise for the slight dunk in the middle of the ad break there. It is because I'm going out at 480 instead of 360. We've been playing around today with the resolutions to try and get you a better output, but unfortunately my broadband is just not good enough at the moment. I'm desperately waiting for fibre to come in so I can start streaming out at a higher resolution. So apologies if you experienced a slight dunk there. Okay, we are going to move swiftly along and we're going to go and talk to Scott Bonner. Have a look. If you have ever heard the name I Get You 69, or you've ever heard the name Scott Bonner, well, you're in luck because I've got both of them here, because they are indeed the same person. Good morning to you, Scott.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
I'm very good. How are you?
Yeah, fine, thank you.
We were just talking before we started about your YouTube channel and videos.
Yeah.
But let me just start by asking you when you actually started vaping.
It was in August. I think it was either August or September 2008.
And how did that actually come about?
Well, it was my dad was always hated the fact that I smoked, and he was always trying to obviously come up with different ways to try and sort of get me to quit. And then one day he'd been listening to like a local radio station where they was discussing electronic cigarettes. So he told me about them. But at the time, I just sort of dismissed the idea. It just seemed a bit sort of ridiculous. And then sort of forgot all about it. And about 3 months later, I was just on the internet and it just suddenly popped into my head. So I thought, let's do a quick Google and see what that was all about. And then I found a video of like a young Chinese guy taking a long drag on a little sort of cigar-like. And he blew out a big sort of cloud of vapour. And it was like, wow, that's definitely something I'm interested in. And from there, I just started looking around for a bit of research and bought my first kit.
And that is pretty much what happened to me. Just about a year. It's a year next week, or a year this week, because this show is going to be going out in a week's time. But what I did was I googled, and what did I find? I found you.
So that
I found your videos, and I found ECR. So I started watching loads and loads of your review videos, and there were loads and loads. I spent hours in front of my PC, in fact, doing as much research as I possibly could. I guess in 2008 there wasn't that much out there.
Well, no, there's nothing. I mean, like on YouTube, there was the only sort of videos on YouTube were just, like I said, little clips of guys, mainly sort of Chinese guys, just taking little drags of e-cigarettes in like a factory. And there was 2 other reviewers, and I think only one of those was actually on YouTube properly, and that was Leaford at the time. And so there wasn't a great deal to go on, really.
And now there are literally hundreds
billions.
Of us. There's a lot of us doing reviews on YouTube,
yeah,
both in the UK and obviously over in the States. So what led you to start doing the reviews?
Well, shortly after I bought my first kit, I then found the ECF forum, which just to sort of give you an idea of how much they've grown. At the time when I joined, I think they only had about sort of 200 members, whereas now they've got, well, the last time I checked, it was well over 60,000, but that was probably about a year and a half ago, so there's probably even grown miles more than that by now. But I joined that forum, and I think I just posted. I'd gone past my first kit, and I'd got onto my second kit, which was like a little Mirage cigarette starter kit. And I just posted on the forum saying, I've just bought myself a Mirage kit. Does anybody got any experience in them? Are they any good? And nobody had heard of them at the time. And then a lady called Kate, you may know, she's the one who has like the cigar smoking nun for an avatar. She's quite well known.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. She's got a website. I can't remember what the website is now. But like, if you know her, then you know her, sort of thing. But she said, "Oh, no, any chance? Once you've used it for a bit, if you could write a review." And so I thought, yeah, all right, and I'll do that. So a few days later, I started trying to, write out a reply to give my thoughts on this Mirage kit. And in the end, I thought, rather than doing this, I might as well go on that YouTube thing, because obviously YouTube hadn't even been around that long at that time. I didn't really know much about it, and so I just got my mobile phone out and sat on the end of my bed and pressed record and just waffled on for 10 minutes about what I thought about it. And then and that's how my first video review started. And
there it starts. And it is quite addictive, isn't it? I have to say, once you start doing one review, you then do another review, and then you end up doing Vaper Trails TV.
Yeah.
Or in your case, having just over, because we looked before we started, 12,009 subscribers to your YouTube channel. I get you 69, and just short of 4.3 million views for your videos.
Yeah, I've actually got about another 2 million views on Vimeo though.
So it's nearly 6.3 million views.
Yeah.
When you see those kind of stats, kind of what goes through your head?
It's sort of hard to comprehend, really. Like in terms of YouTube, like it sounds like a very big number. When you think of other people who get who've got videos, like one video that will get like twice that many views a day, you know, then like, it doesn't seem quite as amazing, if you see what I mean, you know, compared to other sort of videos on YouTube. But yeah, you know, it is it's quite overwhelming still for me personally.
Yeah, I guess if you get these ones that go viral,
Yeah.
or if it mentions X Factor or Justin
Yeah,
Bieber,
or Justin Bieber, yeah.
yeah, you may well get like 24 million views,
Yeah.
or 4,000 views a minute, from all over the world. But that's kind of more mainstream.
Yeah.
I guess with our community, it's a little bit less mainstream. But for 4 years, 4 and a bit years, you've been doing it now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's about a million views a year, which is pretty good. So your first kit was the a Cigalite kit.
Yeah, it was from IntelliSig, and it was the well, at the time I can't remember what they called it, the IntelliSig, but like in hindsight I now know it's just like a DSC 103 basically. Before they upgraded their sort of main electronic cigarette to the Evo, which was like the M401. So it was quite a big sort of cigar-like, I suppose. And I only really used it for about a day or two. It was just, for me at the time, you know, I still had that very much that psychological need of it has to be exactly like a cigarette, you know, and which I think a lot of people, a lot of beginners go through. And for me, even though it sort of looked like a cigarette, it was just still miles too big. And so I only used it for a couple of days, and then that's when I went on the internet and found the little Mirage one, which was almost the same size as like a real cigarette, and that's just seemed to suit me a lot better.
And I can probably bet what you've got in your hand is not the same size as a cigarette.
Nah. I've got the I'm using my Diablo hybrid at the moment.
Which, of course, is nothing like a cigarette.
Nah. Nothing at all.
I guess everyone who starts, they start because they want to get away from the smoke side of things but still enjoy nicotine.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes the expectations are a little bit different to the reality. How would you see that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like I think people expect it to be exactly like a cigarette. You know, like, you know, they want to pick one up and that's it. It'll be no different to smoking whatsoever. And I think if you can just sort of think, well, it's just a slightly different way of smoking. It's going to be a slightly different sort of experience. Then I think you're going to take to it a lot quicker. But when people just think it's going to be exactly like a cigarette, or if it's not exactly like a cigarette, then, you know, they sort of lose interest a little bit, really.
Yeah, I mean, the first kit I bought was a Reva 901. Little tank kit from Liberty Flights, and I used that for probably 3 days before I thought, nah, I think I need something else, and bought my first variable voltage mod, which was the V1 lava tube, which I still have, and I still use on a regular basis. But if you were giving somebody some advice today, right now, who is just about to make the change, what bit of kit would you say would be the best to start with?
Well, I always try and get people to go for things like, you know, what you said there, like the Reva or the just like an Ego T or an Ego C. I think they're good starter kits. They're nice and simple to use. They've got, you know, a pretty decent battery life. You know, if you're going to buy like a Joytech one, you know you're going to get some pretty good quality. And I think the overall vaping experience is going to be a good one. But what I personally find though is that when I send people links to something like an Ego C, like 9 times out of 10, you know, the response is, I can't be seen vaping in public with that bloody thing, because, you know, it's so alien to them. You know, it's nothing like a real cigarette. And that's what, like I said, 99% of the people who write to me, and I sort of say I would have a look at these things here, you know, they're just not interested. It's got to look exactly like a real cigarette, or as close to a real cigarette as possible. So I try and get them onto the old Egos and that, because I personally think they are the best sort of introduction to vaping. But for those people who, you know, just refuse to, very much like myself when I first started vaping, if somebody had sent me a link to an Ego kit, I would have said exactly the same thing as well. So for those people who want one that's as close to a cigarette as possible, then I tend to recommend like the Innokin AIO kit or the like the Jack Vaper Sport. You know, they're a little bit larger than a real cigarette, but you know they do chuck out the Vaper, and they're like really nice vapes. To be quite fair.
Yeah, I see a lot of the vendors, their kind of introduction to vaping kits, if you like, that I've seen are generally an Ego 650 battery with a clearomizer and a USB charger and a bottle of juice, and most of them are charging, you know, between 16 and 20 quid, which is pretty damn good.
Yeah,
and it's, you know, it's less than 3 packs of fags.
exactly.
So
Yeah,
it's not much to splash out for the first kind of foray into vaping.
yeah. I think really, that, like I said, like the Ego C kits, but those sort of kits there that you mentioned, for me, they're probably even like even better solution really for somebody who's buying their first ever kit. It's obviously a lot cheaper than buying like a Joytech Ego C like full kit. It gives you an introduction to vaping at a relatively low cost. Plus, you know, those batteries and that clearomizer, you know, it's quite a good little combination really.
And that's what I would basically advise anyone that spoke to me, is if you want to try it, just go for one of those.
Yeah.
I've got I was at my dentist last week, and one of the dental assistants, and I know them really well because I've been going there for years, and she is buying a £4.99 disposable from a well-known supermarket.
Oh, right, yeah.
Let we say. She's buying one of those every day. So she's spending just as much as she was, more or less, on cigarettes on a disposable every day. And I'm trying to get onto a kit.
That's crazy. I thought you were going to say, oh, yeah, she's buying one of those to try it and see if she likes vaping. I didn't expect you to say, oh, yeah, she's buying one every day. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, her exact words were, I'm addicted to disposable cigarettes.
Yeah.
Which it did make me chuckle, I have to say. So I did promise that I would see what I could take down to show her. Ah dear, thank you very much, Scott. And you can see the second part of a little chat that I had with Scott next week, where we talk about rebuildables and different mods and all sorts of what have you. And I must say I did chuckle when I was at my dentist, when I won't give her name out, but when she was saying to me that she's addicted to the disposables, because I've explained all about vaping to my dentist, and he's all for it because, as you know, smoking the old fags does some strange things to your gums, but mine seem to be fairly good these days since I've switched. But yeah, I'm going to be taking down a little kit for the assistant next time I go. Anyway, let's have a little look at this little knees meet video, because there's a knees meet on the 16th of March 2013. So have a little look. And there you go, 16th of March 2013. And just for you, Mr. Dibley, I am going to see my dentist in a couple of weeks. That's 3 dentists. Oh dear. Anyway, I must just give you a little bit of info about tomorrow night's VT Talk. I need to scroll up my Skype chat because there's been so much chat going on. Dave is actually going down to London, down to the Old Smoke, on the 25th to speak at a conference. So he's going to fill you in on all of that tomorrow. Also, whatever else has been happening this week, don't forget there's the old Tobacco Products Directive initiative going around that we need to act upon, and I am seeing my MP this Friday at 3:30, I think. Forget what his name is, but he's the He's the MP for Barnsley Central. So I'm going to be seeing him and taking a whole load of information. And there's a little bit of information that Dave touched on Sunday night on the UK Vapers Forum, which has been produced by Catherine from Isita. Have a look at that. It's sticked in the on the forum, and it's a PDF that you can download and print out and give to anyone who needs the information. So Dave will be talking about that, talking about his upcoming trip on the 25th. He's back on Thursday with the Haze Hour. Of course, Sutton is here on Saturday. SOS, the new show at 9 o'clock. Tune in for that. And then, of course, Sunday, Dave is back with his tackle box. Monday, the boys are back, Mark and Gary with Tin Your Tip. I am back next Tuesday. So until I see you then, I'm looking for my credits. Happy vaping. Peace out. Vapor Scene is proudly sponsored by Health E-Vape, UK purveyor of e-cigarettes and e-liquid.